All right, good folks. This is May 28th, the last week to get it before the NFP comes in and kicks a little butt next week. It's the first time in a long time that I'm not really 100% sure what we're gonna get when NFP comes around. So I think we need to enjoy the this next week while we got a lot of volume and volatility in these markets. I know a lot of people have been trading these indices, instead of the daily range being 200 points, the daily range is like 5 or 6. So, hopefully you're capitalizing on a move. You don't have to catch all 500 points. You can catch you a couple hundred, you can catch 100. And you can build your accounts, as always, please monitor your risk. All right, the Fed chairman has put his strategy out there. He said he's going to raise interest rates until we recess. No, he actually said that they won't hesitate to aggressively raise the interest rates, which is cool because it will tamp out the inflation. And there are already some numbers suggesting that it's working. Like from month to month, we're down a little bit. It's like 4.9%, which is cool, but we need to keep coming down. So, higher interest rates is going to lead to businesses not borrowing money, people not being able to afford things on credit. And, it's going to keep pushing us towards the aura, the recession. So, I think people quieted down because there was a good week, in air quotes, for the Dow Jones. Anytime the Dow Jones buys, people say it was a good week. But hopefully we don't have the illusion that everything is behind us, or that our troubles are behind us. Because when you look at the market, all it did was retrace, basically. If I throw the fib from this wick right here to this wick, the market is right here in the golden zone. If I measure it from that very next week to where it is right now, it's approaching the 78.6. Both are good levels, right? That we can expect we might see a change. When I drop down to the daily, you notice that the market is right back in here for my POI for the sell-off. Now I marked this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. The green line is an imbalance that needed to be filled. So I'm not saying it's going to touch the imbalance and automatically sell, but this is my point of interest. I expected the market to get back to this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market comes here and then pushes right back down next week, right? So just be cognizant of that. There's also imbalance right above this order block, this daily order block. So if we push through the order block, there is a level this is where I would look for the market to come to next. 34,439. And I'm not saying that it can't come up here. I'm just I'm kind of skeptical that it would push up back to this level. But we'll see. Um, all we can do is kind of mark what we see and then trade what happens, on the chart. So, at any rate, it'll probably push down first, as far as retracement. So if you're trading the indices, whether it's NAS, US 30, or that other slow mofo, that's probably what you had to look at. NAS, the order block is a little bit higher, so there's a little bit more room for it to push. I haven't really broken down NAS because I've been trading primarily the US 30. Any questions over the indices? All righty. I know at least one person trades this nasty US all. You can't unmute yourselves. See if you can do it now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I asked that you unmute yourself. Can anybody else unmute themselves? Anyone? Can anybody? See if you can unmute yourself.
Frank said he can't.
He said he can't.
Yeah, 2 people said they can't. Mine says the host is not allowing participants to unmute themselves.
I don't know why. I didn't do anything different.
Nobody can. Maybe you shut this down and go back in. I don't know.
So if you guys, let me see if I can change that. Kim, can you unmute yourself still? So the only thing that we could do is go out and come back in. But I just think that if you guys want to say something, just use the chat, and then I can kind of request that you unmute yourself.
What's up, Patty?
Said it's not working.
What, Patty?
See if let me see. See if you can unmute. Oh.
Now mine's working.
Now it is, huh? So
well, I had to unmute it on my phone and then it came up on my laptop, so I don't know.
Well, I clicked and asked you to unmute, so maybe that's why, but I don't know why it's
wow.
Oh,
I don't know. Hey, hello, how are you?
I'm well.
That's good. That's good. Hi everyone. Sorry, just a quick question about US 30 because I couldn't unmute myself when you was on there. So you think it's going to the futures are going to continue going past that order block? So I've got mine marked for the 50% mark on that the order block that it's just hit.
So I honestly have my area marked up in that order block for it. I think it's going to sell at this order block. I mean,
Yeah, I think it is as well.
you see, this is where I have mine marked up. So maybe another 200 points, 178 points is what I was thinking. But I'm not going to ignore the imbalance above the order block just in case it goes past the area that I believe. And then you have relative equal highs right here. So, I mean, it could shoot past this.
I looked at it this morning and I was thinking the same thing. It could, but for now I've got the same analysis of what you've got. Unless something goes on in the markets or in the news, you know. And it's good.
And you know, this really, I mean, if you think about it, this is liquidity right here. So I can see a case where they shoot it up past there, but maybe they have enough liquidity right here in filling the imbalance for the market to keep pushing. You know, at either rate, you know, I think it should push down. And if you think about the break of structure, this is the order block that caused that break. So really, it should tap in and push down.
Okay. Yeah, I had the same markup and the same thoughts as well. Like if it does break over the premium market on the upside at 34123.7, then it's probably going to shoot up, then come back down.
Right.
It won't stay there for long.
I agree. I always had the market coming back up to this level though, because this is where it needs to tap in.
Yeah, same here. I've had that marked up as well. That's been my prime area of like for the reversal to stop and then continue bearish again.
Then you know, I feel good about it then. Right here.
Well, I mean, there's one here. There's one here.
You mean this break of structure?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but this break of structure is the original. I mean, it has to go back up. It has to break structure.
I know, but there's a yin and yang to it.
But yeah, so it can push down.
Yeah, so it's going to push down and then it's going to push back up for that one.
Yeah, I just think that there will be so much opportunity here next week, and who, you know, maybe it will play around all next week, and then we might get the sell-off the following week, you know, for NFP. You know, we can't control the time that it happens.
Exactly.
So, you know, it is nice to have all of this movement though, the volatility.
Yeah, because there's loads of fair value gaps in there as well. So it's got to come back down to fill it.
I agree.
So yeah, there's money to be had.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great part about these 600 point swings.
Did you get in?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I made a pretty good amount Friday.
That's good. Yeah, shot.
You know, yeah, it just kept going and kept going, which was awesome.
I just can't believe it shot up straight away into that.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked at the sheer power. I'm like, these dudes will buy this thing. That's crazy, man.
Underestimate the power.
Yeah, especially, you know, I thought Powell's comments would have the opposite effect, to be honest. But you know, them people, people don't care, man. They just bought it. It reminds me of Ruby's Discord when everybody was saying buy the dip when the market was clearly selling. Buy the dip. No, you fools, sell it. But you know, it is what it is. You have to have both buyers and sellers. So somebody is going to get liquidated if they keep buying.
Yeah, exactly. I think people get confused with Forex and stocks.
Exactly.
stocks. It's not the same. Oh, well, that's good. Thank you for that. I'll mute myself now.
All right. Does anybody else have anything on the indices? All right. This US oil jump. I'm still biased for oil to eventually climb back up to this order block. That's about 120 a barrel. It's inching, and you know, I stress inching because it's not moving, you know, near as much as it was, you know, and there are multiple reasons for that. You know, just keep your eye out on the travel demand talk, right? You know, with the steady increase of prices, it's killing the demand for oil. You know, maybe people's summer plans are going to be rained on a little bit. China is still China, and they're still closed. So, you know, the dynamic and the dynamic effect that it has on the oil, you know, you're seeing it because you're not getting the same type of you know, weekly moves where you get the dip and the push up and all that. It's kind of trading more or less volatile, right? I still expect to continue pushing to the upside though. Keep your eye on the Russian conflict. It's, you know, I guess people's tolerance is kind of getting to a point to where they're not as reactive. It's not a knee-jerk reaction when it comes to the things that you see and hear on the news about Mother Russia, right? I follow a guy named Cleveland about. He talks a lot about the fundamentals, and you know, he brought up a good point about the euro. You know, the euro is raising interest rates, and you know, even though it was a war zone, we got a little bump in the price for the euro. I don't know that that the euro is, you know, finished pushing to the upside, but I know that it pulled back from that initial bump that we got, right? And it's funny to me that the bump just took the price to the area that I felt like it needed to go, you know, as far as a retracement, right? So if you put a fib on the move from when this war started to where price eventually pushed down, that bump just took price right there to the golden zone. All right, and it showing rejection at the zone. So I know price is at least going to push down. Now, I'm not saying that it can't, or I don't want you to feel like it can't push back up higher. But if I throw the fib the opposite direction on this move, I'm going to look for price to come down, you know, maybe my 78.6, which is right in this SMA Savannah order block. If it rejects here, then maybe we'll get a push up. We got this break of structure, we got another break of structure, right? So price needs to push back down to this area, tap in before it pushes up. So I'm not writing off a euro rally, but it needs to come down first. And when it comes down, you can refine this down, but this area All right, this shaded area will be my POI for price to push back up if it's gonna push back up. You guys follow? All right, so it doesn't really matter which euro pair that you're trading. You can kind of follow the same thought process. This one pushed up a little bit higher. Right, this one pushed up towards more closely towards the 78.6. You got the same thing, you got the rejection. And now this price is pushing down. If you want to throw the fib on the opposite direction, then I would expect for this price, here's a break of structure here. I would expect this price let me delete all these fibs for you. So I would look for this price to kind of matriculate back down. I like trading EA and EN because you get a lot of pips on those moves. Let's look at the damn Dixie. All right, the dollar looks like it's going to continue its little retreat, right? It's at my moving averages, so I think it might push down a little bit further. Showing signs that it wants to push down a little bit further, maybe back towards this order block. You know, we still have pretty high inflation. What do we have as far as these news meetings coming up? It is. I'm not an egg eater. I guess we all eat eggs, like in cake and all this other crap. But But yeah, I know it's crazy. So consumer confidence, we'll see how people are feeling about spending that dough. That's only really manufacturing prices. No, it's not. It's definitely not cheap. You know, gas and food, man. I mean, they're both ridiculously expensive right now. But you know, you got to eat, and you have to get to where you're going. Lord. So NFP is this week. It's not next week, it's this week. What is Friday? That's the first Friday. I guess that's right. Um mm, mm. I thought it was the following week. It's this week. So yeah, the market is kind of gonna move silly. I don't know that we'll get big moves at the beginning. Wow, I was expecting it the following week. Yeah, the markets aren't closed Monday, but you know the U.S. banks are going to be closed Monday. So if you trade anything with the U.S. dollar, it's going to move probably a little bit funky. I don't like to trade on bank holidays unless you know something is really cooking, like kind of like they did the U.S. 30 on Thanksgiving, this past Thanksgiving. But yeah, if you trade something with the US dollar on Monday, it's probably not going to move the way you're used to seeing it move. But the rest of the world, um, I think their banks will be open. So like if you trade in London pairs, you should be fine. But yeah, that's going to damper what I was thinking. You know, we're probably not going to get a lot of big moves, you know, until Friday-ish. So all of these USD pairs are kind of at a spot where they can turn around and push once the dollar turns around and pushes up. So Thursday and Friday is a bank holiday. So
What, next week?
yeah, for the UK. What kind of holiday is it, Leandro? Guess I have to unmute you or ask you to unmute yourself. Does that work? No work, just fine. Trying to unmute you. I'm gonna ask. I can't unmute you, but I can ask you to unmute yourself.
Hello.
There you go.
Sorry, I've got my laptop and my phone playing at the same time. Yeah, so we have 2 bank holidays this week. We have Thursday and Friday. Sorry, I can hear myself twice. 1 second. Yeah, we have Thursday and Friday. So they changed Monday's bank holiday and added it onto Friday because of the Queen's Jubilee.
I think I heard that on Bridgerton. No joke.
No, you didn't.
I'm joking. I don't know the Queen Jubilee is. They didn't say that about that on Bridgerton. But
Bridgerton is make believe.
hey, that's all I know. I don't know. I don't know about the Queen's. What the hell is the Queen's Jubilee?
So it's 70 years of the Queen being on the throne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you know, yeah. So there's yeah, going to be parties and everything. So yeah. So the UK is shut off for 2 days. So we've got extra days bank holiday.
So pretty much the GBP is probably not going to move.
No.
We expect Friday. So this might just be a wasted week for trading. That's cool.
Well, not for the GBP pairs, but for US30, I guess not.
Yeah, the US 30. You're right. But I think that I mean I don't know, but I would anticipate for any big move to happen after NFP.
That'll be the retrace down.
So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the market will bull crap. Like it'll retrace down at the first of the week, but it'll bull crap up there until NFP numbers come. I don't know.
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be a sketchy week.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of countries have got bank holidays around this time as well.
Oh, well, save your money. Save your accounts.
Well, yeah, I'll be trading this week. I'm not going out this week. I'm studying, using the time to study. I don't want to be in the job for long to have bank holidays. I just want to have bank holidays every day.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
So for everybody else, just make sure you're watching. If the pair is moving crazy, save your money. Don't run out there and blow your account because the market is moving jittery or it's bumpy. So that kind of happens on the holidays. So be patient. If you see a move, as always, trade it, but just be of the understanding that it may not move the way you anticipate it moving because the liquidity isn't there. The big players aren't there to move the market, if you're trading something without a bank. The JPY pairs that I expected to push down this past week didn't push down. They didn't do much. So they only went to this, basically to the retracement level, and they pushed back up. I thought they were going to continue to push down from my POI. So I'm not saying that the push down is over, but if you look at this, you're getting lower highs, right? So maybe it will continue to push down, just not at the speed that I anticipated the market to push down. So a lot of times, your analysis will be spot on, but the timing of the move will be a lot longer. It'll take a lot longer for that move to happen. So I still anticipate the market getting down to this level before it does anything. It just looks like it's going to take a lot more time. So you have to be patient. Don't over leverage yourself because you think that you're going to get a certain move, right? So this was a bearish order block. The market pushed down initially, came right back up. Don't let those types of things cause you to lose your account. You know, in the past, you know, it's happened to me. But you know, the more that I trade, the more patient that I've become, you know, with these moves. And you know, you'll find that a lot of times, right after you blow your account, you'll see a huge move happen, just like the US 30 on Friday. So in the past, I would have been frustrated by this move not happening. Maybe I would over leverage and I would have blown my account. And then Friday, you get a 600 pip or 600 point move in the Dow Jones, and you sit on the sideline pissed off. So as a trader, just understand, just like at work, you know, at your job, sometimes that work day is going to suck, or that work week is going to suck. Maybe you have inspection, you have quarterly reports or whatever. You know, just have a sucky week, but don't kill your account. Like, don't get fired from your job during the week. You know, hopefully you guys take that with a grain of salt. And you know, even if you make a 0.5%, you made money. Or if you lose a 0.5%, you lost money that week. Don't let it become a catastrophic. So do you guys have any pairs you want to look at? Are you guys trading anything that you want a second set of eyes on? I guess that's a no. Essence.
No.
So your AUD pairs, your AUD chef pairs are good.
No.
So have you been trading?
I don't know. My trading hasn't been the way I've been wanting it to trade. I've been like trying to scale down, like we were talking about on Sunday. And I just been losing my trades.
Yeah, well, you see all these wicks? I mean, you're trading the wrong thing. If something is wicking like this, you kind of have to trade it on the lower time frame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know, it's harder to hold a trade for the same amount of time as you were holding it before this war. You know, it just, you know, it's going to retrace on you. So, but if you see a pair with a lot of wicks on a higher time frame, to me, it's a tradable pair, but you have to drop down on a lower time frame. You got to trade it between the levels. For those of you who are in the intro to smart money class, you can see the Wyckoff playing out. I anticipate that this pair is going to push down. You got to break a structure. The thought process is that this needs to push down to the order block that causes this break, you know, which is probably down in this area, you know, maybe even all the way at the bottom, but it's not going straight there. You see, I mean, you're getting a lot of play back and forth. So either you need to stay away from this pair, or if you're going to take the long approach and sell it, you know, you're going to have like a wide stop loss. So if you're going to trade a pair like this, you're going to have to kind of be strategic about it. You see all this right here going on. I mean, allow this distribution to play out, right? Once this distribution plays out, you can find you an entry. Right about now, seems like. This would be kind of the area that I would look for. This is pretty much the relative equal lows on this chart, right? The market pushed up for all intents and purposes is as high as it's gonna go. Then you get all this manipulation of these highs. The market finally broke past these lows. Looks like you're gonna get a retest, and then maybe it'll push down. Which pair are you trading? This pair, Essence? Is this one of them? I know you trade these crazy pairs.
Yeah, that's totally one of the pairs that I'm trading. Well, I was trading and lost, and I traded AUD, CAD,
Do you have
CAD chef.
but
and-
Essence, do you have
Yeah.
the same analysis? Like, did you see
N-
the right call?
no, I didn't see that.
Hmm.
But like I said, I was trying to do what you were saying, and it just wasn't working out. Maybe, yeah, it just maybe I also had like really small stop losses too, because I was just trying to scale down all the way to the very, very smallest time frame and find the imbalances and all that stuff. And I don't know, it's just not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
But this one played out to, I think, what we thought. It was gonna push up here and then push down. It just hasn't pushed down yet.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah, you gotta be patient though.
But it's taking me out to trade. That's the problem.
If you had gotten to this trade, it should have taken you out. If you covered the area that we talked about. So I just think that that what it boils down to is you have to cover the stop area. You know, like this trade is clearly in this order block.
Okay.
You want to be in this trade for a short, you know, your stop is going to have to be at the top of this wick, man. I mean, you got to cover that area. And if you don't, you got to scale down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go all the way down and find the imbalance, you know, maybe in this wick, and maybe you wait until the market pushes up to that imbalance before it pushes down. Does that make sense?
Oh, I'm finding the imbalance in the wick and not the body.
Well, there is some imbalance somewhere in that wick.
Okay.
I don't know that that this trade will actually get there, because if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like we wicked past these highs right here. If you look at this 12-hour, if this was a daily chart and they ran this wick past these highs right here, I would look.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like that we might get a turnaround and the market might push down. But you just have to be a patient trader, right? So
Mm-hmm.
look at this 6-hour, it's tapped into the order block. You would expect for it to keep pushing up. But the further you drop down in time frames, you'll see a different story taking place. The higher time frames take precedent over the lower time frame. So you have to play it for a buy until it pushes down. So the first thing you want to see if you're in this for a short is this low get broken, right? Then you want to see the next low.
So I'm not getting into the trade until those two lows are broken.
I wouldn't, you know, I mean,
Okay.
you know, that's how you lose your money.
Okay.
You have to be patient. When you start seeing these setups, you're getting a mixed signal. The upper time frames say the market is still going higher, right? But if you
Mm-hmm.
structure, you get a high, this is a lower high, but this is a bullish order block. So you can't jump in here and start selling. I mean, you can sell it down to this level, but just because we think that price is going to push down, we can't just ignore the order block. You have to look at everything. So this is still the order block that's controlling the move. Until price pushes down past this order block, you still have to be cognizant that the price can buy from here, right?
Okay.
It's not going to be a smooth ride. And if you frame the market, this tells you right here, this is your daily order block. So if you're in this for a sale, you got to wait until price pushes through this order block. Remember framing essence?
Oh, wait, say that again.
Do you remember how to frame your market?
I believe so. Yes.
Where you go and you pick the order block above and below price.
Oh, yeah, I do that all the time.
Well, then if you do that, then you'll understand that if this thing is going to sell, it has to break your daily order block first. The last order block you have is a bullish order block, and you got that on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Your bearish order block is right here. It's a doji. It has a huge range. So
Yeah.
this is not even tradable, right?
Yeah.
Because price is there. Where is your trade happening? In between these order blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a trade that if I was taking, I would just be patient. You have to wait. I mean, if you took this trade, you already won. So you could be in it for a short because you had a natural hedge. But if not, you can't. I wouldn't suggest getting in this trade for anything, for a short or a long, because you don't know. It's in between order blocks.
Okay. So even though you say I have to cover the whole doji, but don't you supposed to like scale down and find like imbalances and
You can
stuff
definitely
to like
scale down. I'm not saying so. Yeah, you can scale down and you don't have to cover the entire trade. But my point is, when you scale down, um, there's no reason to be in the trade for a sale right now on the lower level. The lower levels. Let's look at this 2 hour. Is this an uptrend or a downtrend?
uptrend.
Why are you in it for a sale? Why would you be in it for a sale, right?
Yeah.
So, the structure at the end of the day is going to rule, what you're trading. Even at this 1 hour, this is a bullish order block. So you can't sell this market, right? Like you have to buy it. It's buying
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to be in any trade at all right now. This is not showing you a reason to start selling. Over here, you had a bearish order block and the market collapsed. You could have sold it. But right now, the market is buying. And the last thing you have on the daily is a daily order block. So everything is going up. Now, we don't know how high it'll go up, right? Like it's kind of,
Mm-hmm.
to me, it looks like it's probably peaking. I don't anticipate it going up higher than it was. But even though you have expectations, you still have to look at what the market is giving, like the technicals, right? If it's going to sell, this chart will tell you, hey, I'm selling, right? The order blocks will change from bullish order blocks to bearish order blocks. So I just think you need to be patient. You can't, you just kind of like that US, or like the CAD JPY trade I was just talking about. Even though I want to see it sell, I can't make it sell until it sells, And then when it sells, you have to take your profit. Because if you don't, it's going to retrace right back up to the same area.
Okay. So wait, so when you say like you're not, you shouldn't leave your trades in as long, like, so you're saying just like take your trade out every day?
Let's talk about that essence. Bearish order block, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bearish order block. We expect price to push into the order block. We expect it to sell. Where do we expect the sell to?
The bottom
The bottom of what?
of this, of the bullish order block,
Eventually.
right?
Eventually.
Okay.
But smart money says when this taps in, you can sell it to the bottom of this candle.
Oh, of the current order block that it's tapping into?
Well, this is the low right here. So if you break this down further, we go down to the 1 hour. I would have gotten into this trade right here where it wicked me in. I would have sold. Five hours later, I would have got paid 100 pips in 5 hours, right? Eventually,
Okay.
the market pushes back up, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's another order block if you're trading this on a lower level. And you could have traded this order block back down to that same area and you could have got paid again. Then it pushed right back up. You see, I had the area marked up.
Mm-hmm.
Pushed right into that area. Pushed down. So you could have gotten paid 3 times, right? Whereas if I'm holding my trade, I got paid 1 time to the bottom of this bearish order,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Whereas you would have gotten paid 3 times. So it's just a matter of you actually doing the work to look. And this happened to me. Like I got paid 1 time. And now look at where price is right back up here at the top, right? So I'm not complaining about getting paid 1 time. But what I'm saying is in the past, once this thing had pushed down, it would have just pushed down. It's not retracing all the way back up to the same level. You're seeing the price revisit the same level 2 or 3 times here lately.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take weekly trades, you're really seeing it. And the problem with a weekly trade like this is you're expecting to push down all week and it's going down to this first level and it's coming right back up. But it's taking a whole week. So at the end of the week, you're kind of pissed off that you made 30 pips. And really, if you had taken your profit, it already went down 100 pips, but it came back 100 pips. So you could have got paid down 100 pips, and then you could have bought back up 100 pips. That's 200 pips that you could have made, but because you're accustomed to just taking the trade and holding it, you haven't made the adjustment to what the market or how the market is actually moving. And we all have to make adjustments due to the climate that we're trading in, right? Like this is everybody's first time trading, during a major conflict, the war, right? it's probably everybody's first time, trading economic recovery, right? So all of this, everything that you're seeing is giving you experience, but your experience isn't going to be worth a darn if you're not paying attention, right? So
Mhm.
it only took me 2 weeks to understand that maybe I can't hold this weekly trade. Maybe I got to take my profit once it pushes down, right? So once it pushed down, I'm taking my profit. Now I didn't buy it back up, but because I made my 10% on the way down. I did trade the US 30 though, because it was just, a 600-point move is just too good to not participate in. But what I'm telling you is, in the past we held this. I don't think that that's the wise choice. I think you have to mark your lows and you got to take your profit. I mean, that's 100 pips. It's a great move. Take that. Take the 100 pips. Now, whether you trade it back up, that's a personal preference. But just take your profit where you're supposed to take the profit. And you're supposed to take the profit at the first equal low. Does everybody understand that? Tomorrow I'm going to cover that in that intro to smart money classes, the intro to smart money class, where you should take your profit. Are you being realistic with your take profit? So I think the trades are there. I think you have to be patient, and you also have to set a realistic profit taking, right? Like you could have set this level as your take profit, and you would have eventually got your money. But your real take profit should have been right here. Does that make sense? Drop a 2 in the chat if you have something different. All right. Does anybody have any other pair that they want to talk about? Thank you, Miss Elfie. All righty. If y'all don't have anything else, I guess we'll go into this week holding what we got. If you're not going to trade this week, use your demo. Look at your setups. At least practice if you're not trading NFP or due to NFP. That way, it will give you a realistic view of where you are as far as your analysis. Are you seeing the moves at least? There are a few good daily order blocks, but you really need to weigh the fact that if we have a bank holiday or just make sure you're drilling down to get better entries, and you're setting tight stop losses. So I shall see you guys in the chat, and you guys, hopefully you'll have a good trading week. Not hopefully, you will have a good trading week. Just be patient and monitor your setups.